Hello, welcome to a new video. How are you? Let me know in the comments how your new year is going. Right here it is freezing, so cold. I didn't order our next batch of logs in time and they're not coming for another couple of days, so all week I've just been rationing our logs, so it's been very cold in this house. Yeah, if you didn't know, our heating is just by wood-fired Rayburn. I do have an electric heater in here to keep me warm, but the rest of the house just gets so cold. Anyway, yeah, let me know how you're getting on. How's your year? I hope it's a good one so far, and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to be showing you my process of another mixed media piece of art. This one is actually of a landscape in Somerset. I don't paint much of my very local surroundings, which is stupid because it's utterly beautiful here in Somerset. I think the problem is because it's so local, I forget to treat it. I don't take my camera with me often if I'm out and about, and so my landscapes have often been in Cornwall where we go on holiday, and so I've got my camera with me, but I'm determined to change that and do more local scapes. There's Glastonbury Tor just over there which is quite iconic, but I have heard comments going around Somerset Art Weeks. I heard somebody say at one of the places we went to, how refreshing not to see a picture of Glastonbury Tor. So I'm kind of avoiding it. I have painted it a couple of times. Actually, I drew it. No, I painted it, in fact. Oh no, it's not quite out of shot. I've done one painting and a couple of drawings. But yeah, it's one of those funny things. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent already. So I thought I'd combine a Somerset picture with going round Somerset Art Weeks, Art Weeks. This year they called it an art festival. Basically it's an open studios event where lots of people opened up their home studios. Some of them were shared spaces and bigger spaces, and some of them were just their little home area, which is really nice. So that's this video. I hope you enjoy watching. I'm about to start my next painting, and the picture I'm using as a reference is of Lytes Cary Manor, and I took this photo when we went there for my belated birthday day out. Beautiful day. No, what am I saying? It was not a beautiful day. It was thundering the whole time we were there. The flowers were absolutely beautiful though. So I hope I can capture this beautiful frothy wildflower meadow. It's lovely. Okay folks, so I'm abandoning that one and I'll tell you why. So I thought I needed to take a small painting with me to the graduation, in inverted commas, of the mastery programme, the art course that I've been doing. I thought I was only taking hand luggage, and so I thought I was going to need to do a smaller one in A3. However, we have now got a cabin bag, and I can take this size. And as I'm absolutely loving these boards, and I think a bigger size would make a bigger impact, which is what I would like to do, I'm going to abandon the smaller one, but I'm going to paint the same picture on the bigger one. I'll keep the sketch, I won't rub it out, because I might just do an alternative version, you know. I might do one a bit more like, I don't know if you remember the one I did of Scotney Castle, which was quite scribbly, quite sketchy looking. I might do it a bit more like that. So I won't chuck that one away, but it might be a slightly different version of the one I do next. Sorry, the camera strap was dangling the whole time I was talking there. Hello again, same day, different dress. I've been out, the sun is now shining. I have got soaked. I've been outside running from car to venue and back for the last 3.5 hours because it is Somerset Art Weeks festival again. I can't believe it's come around again. So I've got a couple of friends that I went around with last year and we did it again today. So it's been a really lovely day. It's so interesting not only seeing people's art but seeing their homes and gardens as well, which is yeah, a little added perk. So the first place we visited was in Evercreech, and it was called the Old Stores Studio, and it was like part shop, part gallery, part workshop space. I can't believe I didn't know it was there. I'm really excited to find out more about it, and we definitely planned to do a workshop there in the future. The second place we went to was in the same village, and there were two artists, a couple called Jane and David Brain. So the first studio we went into was Jane's, and then David's was just the other side of the garden. A really cool setup. The next place we went to, I didn't actually film. It was an artist called Peter Lawrence, who I know, so I felt too awkward to ask if it was okay if I filmed for YouTube, which I know is silly. I need to get over this. So then we went to this place in West Pennard, which was a shared venue, so lots of interesting things to look at, lots of ceramics and some paintings and jewellery. Yeah, it was very interesting. If you also enjoy looking at art, please take a look at my website. It's helenhobden.com. You might just find a piece you like to bring a sense of enchantment into your home. I have really enjoyed doing this one actually. I don't know whether it's because I took the photograph more recently, but I've really had fun. I think actually I'm just loving this foreground. I love all the scrapes and the swirls I did with directly from the ink dropper, the watercolour dropper I should say. I'm loving the expressiveness of this foreground. I really like that. And then I like the sort of more gentleness of this bit. And then the splatters and things that I did at the beginning. I do still feel like we need a bit more colour and we need a bit more something. So I'm going to get my roller out. You know, I like a little roller before I finish. And just do a little bold stripe up here, I think. I want to get over some of this, maybe a little bit here, maybe a little bit over here. And I tell you a little bit of why. Is I don't like where the canvas was still wet when I did what was I using? The water soluble crayons at the beginning. The brown bled, and at the time I really liked it, but in hindsight I'm thinking that these areas look a little bit muddy, a little bit, I don't know. I do still kind of like it because it gives more sort of variation, but as I'm feeling like this needs a bit more colour, I'm going to pick up on this sort of peachy colour and the white, and I'm just going to go roller. And lastly, we went to North Wootton Village Hall, where there were several artists all sharing this space. Yeah, it was lovely to look around there, lots and lots to see. Yeah, no big purchases this year. So last year was when I brought that beautiful pastel from Richard Turner, who wasn't included in the book this year. So I'm glad I caught that last year. I don't know if he'll be exhibiting again. Yeah, so the only thing I bought this time around was a card. It's beautiful. It reminds me of Odilon Redon. Odilon Redon. But it's by an artist called David Brain, who just was down the road in Evercreech. I thought that was just beautiful, really beautiful. And he was showing us how he mixes his own paint, and that I found that fascinating. I'm definitely going to look into doing that. Anyway, I filmed some of it, but I didn't film very well because I just keep getting chatting to the people that were there, that were the artists. So David's wife Jane also was exhibiting, and she was an archaeologist, and just listening her to talking about her finds and things like that, it was fascinating. Yeah, so you'd hear artists' stories, and yeah, very interesting. And particularly it's lovely to hear from people passionate about their process. We found someone doing ceramics and explaining some of the process, how they're one of only 5 in this country who knows this technique. Right, I can't stand here chatting to you all day because I have got a busy day, busy week. Yeah, I'll speak to you again soon. I still feel like the building needs something. I'm thinking about going in with some highlights. I haven't done some thick highlights yet. I wanted to just have this area as the focal point and let the building sort of then disperse. Yes, I think maybe that's what I need to do. Scumble over the edges a little bit, or just let them bleed out a little bit. Something to make it more obvious that it's not meant to look finished. I think that's what I need to do. Yeah, okay, so I think I'm on the home stretch really. I think I'm getting there. I'm always nervous before doing something bold, but I'm just starting now to just cross my fingers and do it. I have never yet regretted going in with a roller, even though I have to do it holding my breath. And I did wonder whether this was going to be the first one. So I did have to sponge back some of it to reveal. It was just too opaque. I wanted to see a bit more of the tree back again. That seemed to work, happy with that. Then it looked too uniform, and so I sort of added a bit more. And oh god, have I just messed this up. But actually I've looked at it from a distance. I'm actually going to go in this gap here. I'm going to add a bit more, and then I think it will feel more like a sort of blossomy falling effect. Like I said, it needed the colour to bring it to life, to give it some warmth. This was May. It was a very thundery grey day, but it was still May, and this was still covered in blossom. This meadow was covered in flowers, and I want to have a little bit more of a warmth to it, and this is definitely doing the trick. So I'm happy with that. Right, I'm gonna get a podcast on. Well, the battery's about to run out, so that's good timing. I saved the painting till today because I wanted to show it to you in daylight, but it's such a grey dark day, I'm not sure if it makes a lot of difference. Anyway, I think this one's finished. I've literally just done a little bit here to tone down that blue. Yeah, like I said, I'm just loving this texture here. Really like the foreground. As per usual, I will sit with it for a little while, look at it, see if there's any changes I want to do. Yeah, oh, here's a question for you guys, if you don't mind me doing a little bit of customer research. Do you prefer your paintings to be in realistic colours, or are you happy and like even unrealistic colours? So Chris said he didn't like all this blue, he felt it should be green, you know. Whereas I did deliberately choose a blue and peachy brown colour scheme. That was the colour scheme I wanted. But tell me honestly, because it would be interesting to know. Yeah, can I have some feedback please? So yeah, should I have done this in green and green leaves? Right, new battery. So I was saying, yeah, would you have preferred it if I'd done this in more natural green rather than the blue colours and green leaves? It still would have been a nice colour scheme, but I'm experimenting with, you know, doing something a little more unrealistic deliberately. But yeah, be interesting. I'll have to do a survey on Instagram as well. Okay, I'll just say goodbye for now. See you soon. So there we are. Yeah, do let me know in the comments what you think about unusual colours in your pictures, particularly landscapes. Sometimes I think you don't even notice. I was looking at I've got a Pinterest board of landscape paintings that I like to look at to inspire me, and I looked down and there was hardly any green at all. There was hardly any green. It was quite a common thing to be using either like autumny colours, like rich oranges and reds and browns for the grass, or blues like I did in this one, which is odd because I think green, it's a nice refreshing colour to have on the wall, particularly if you don't have many natural plants, real plants or anything. And dark green was really fashionable to have as a wall colour. Anyway, I thought that was interesting, particularly as when you just look at it, you see, I found I was just seeing a landscape. I wasn't really thinking about the colours. So I'd be interested to know whether you even, when you saw my picture, did you think, well, it's a bit odd that she's painting the grass blue, or whether it didn't cross your mind, whether that was just something your brain didn't register. Yeah. Anyway, I will leave it there. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please share the link with your friends. I would really appreciate it. And I will see you again very soon. Take care. Bye.